We mix our culture with the kingdom.
Yeah, man. This that new summertime anthem right here. This how we do for the kingdom.
Now we more swagged out, bossed out, better men get the devil out.
We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom.
Yeah, made new, done with the old. I'm a walking lyrical scroll. No manuscript, this a godly script. I see she.
So, my next guest, I should say my first guest, I had a chance and an opportunity to actually see him. I was in Baltimore at a concert that I was emceeing, and I had a chance to actually see him. And I must say that he is truth in reference to his style, his singing, different things like that. I need you guys to please give it up for Mr. Darrell Brown. Welcome to the show, man. Have a seat. So how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. So listen, it was a privilege to actually see you in Baltimore. I've heard of you before, and I actually get a chance to see you, because, Facebook just says a whole lot of things. But I actually was like, wow, he's really good. And there's another brother, too, that was there, too, that he's here today, but I'm so glad you're here. So tell us really quickly how you got started into just music.
I grew up in New York, and I've been singing in a choir ever since I was 3 years old. Okay. I was like the youngest one in the choir, on beat, clapping, and that's kind of really where I got started. And ever since 3, I've been singing in church. When I moved to the DMV area, I hooked up with a church in Woodbridge, Virginia, okay. And I'm currently still at that same church. But okay. Church was where I got started at, singing in church.
Wow. Right. So, I mean, I know most of the times that's like a lot of people's stories, like I got started in church. So, being young, more so, and being in church, was it more so forced for you to actually just be in a box, or you just said to yourself, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to paint the picture in reference to people seeing how I serve them in reference to music?
Church was not forced for me. I was one of those kids. My mom always tells the story even now that she didn't have to make me go to church. She didn't have to, I wanted to go. I'm your typical church boy. And so it's just always been it's always been in me. But yeah, it was never forced. But my pastor has been my greatest. She has really brought that music thing out of me. She has a women's ministry, BBM, Breaking Barriers Ministries, and playing and serving at the church, she needed somebody to help her, work her women's ministry. Right. And so it was at one of her events that we kind of got started, that my group got started, at one of her events. But she was the one that told me to go record, go get your demo. You need to have something to sell when people come to the retreat. And she's always just, every year that she has a conference, she always makes sure that we come. But she has been the one that's really kind of to push me to go forth, and kind of my church and my pastors have given me the platform and the release to go ahead and to do ministry.
Well, that's great, only because of the fact that a lot of people are not released through their covering, so that's a great thing. Question for you: when it comes to your musical styles, who would you say that you kind of would follow or not follow? In reference, who would you follow? I was going to say. Yeah.
Can I tell you who I love? My favorites. Kurt Franklin is my favorite. I love Kurt. Kiara Sheard. Okay. She's like number 2 on the list. Yeah. I like everybody though. I like Ty. Those are my 3 top faves.
Gotcha.
I love everybody, but those are my favorites.
Okay. So, in reference to your, what makes you different? Because you have a group, right?
Yes.
So what makes your group different from someone else's group? Because everyone's different. So what makes your group different?
What I try to I would say 2 things. One, I try to really make sure gospel music is really all about the message, right? Which differs us from secular music, because secular music a lot of times we just it could be just about the beat, and all of that. But I always tell my group every time in rehearsal, if they can't understand what we're saying. If our diction is not clear, then we just making noise, right? Because the message is what really needs to get out to the people. So I always want us to be known as a group who sings with great diction so you can understand us,
Yeah.
and just like dynamics, entrances and cutoffs, those different things. But the second thing I would say is I want us to be known. There are a lot of groups, and no shade to anybody, but every group that is out there and every artist that mounts a platform doesn't have the anointing. And it is what really makes the difference. And so the Lord he's graced us, and I truly believe that he has anointed me to do what I'm doing.
Right.
And so when you get DBM, you get the real authentic presence of God. I'm not coming for no show, you know.
Yeah. How was it for you to actually form the group? Like, how was it difficult, or did people just say, you know what, I hear him singing, so did you ever think about starting a group? You should, you know, how was that for you actually just forming that group?
Again, my
people can be, you know, fickle when it comes to groups.
Yes. My pastor, we were having a program, and we needed a praise team, and I got some people from the church to sing, and some friends that I had just knew just growing up in high school and stuff, and we just kind of came together. It's not the same people who I have now. It has shifted over the past 11 years, but we came together for a youth conference that my pastor was doing.
Okay.
And so I've been doing it ever since.
Gotcha. So, is there ever a time when you are singing, it's like, okay, in your mind, you're like, I just don't want to do this, you know, I'm just like, okay, because sometimes, you know, when you're ministering, you pour out so much until you're like, okay, I don't know why y'all here, but I'm going to do this anyway. And I guess sometimes when people see you giving out so much, they don't know what it's like to actually give out, and you have nothing in here to actually say, you know what, okay. But how was that for you? You know, like, is it sometimes when you just, you know, you get like that in your mind, or?
Yes, I mean, I believe anybody who's pushing a vision forth, or you know, carrying something that God has given you. Let me tell you, I've wanted to quit several times.
Okay.
Several times on a journey. Whether it's because, you know, finances are not in the place where I want them to be, or whether it's because, you know, the phone is not calling, you know, not ringing this particular month, or group members decide that they just want to leave, you know, for no reason. But there are several moments throughout these past 10 years that we've been in existence, 11, that I wanted to quit. But I just know that there's no other place for me there's nothing else for me to do. There's no other place for me to go. I'm kind of stuck in this thing with God, and I kind of know that. And so anytime I want to quit, you know, I may have my little moments where I don't do anything or make no moves, but at the end of the day, I know what God has called me to do. And it's sometimes my laziness or my own insecurities that will cause me to slow down, but I'm never stopping. I'm never stopping. Never stopping.
So listen, when it comes to, I know you said you had the support of your pastor and, you know, your church family. I would say it like this more so. Give me a difficult moment, and the difficult moment where you had to sing, but you still had to save face.
I can give you several moments. A moment where I had to save face. In church, I lead worship at my church, and I go to a very small ministry. And anybody that goes to a small ministry or goes to a small ministry, you know that there's normally, like, you got your faithful few doing 10,000 things. 10,000, and so there are moments. There are moments I'll come to church on Sunday mornings, and you know, things may not be right, or things may not be in order that affect me from doing what I need to do. And so praise and worship is always the first thing at the service. So you gotta be able to turn it on and put issues and put things aside, because, you know, the work of ministry needs to go forth. But working in a small church, if anybody out there, you're working in a small church, there are always moments where you have to do that. But I mean, the mission still God's people still have to be encouraged and still have to be blessed, so you still got to go forth anyway.
Absolutely. So where do you see yourself going? How far, more so? Because I'm saying this because your group is an outside group, right? Or it's like, what I mean by that is like it's not driven from the church. What I mean, like your church, more so. Correct.
We we all met at Howard. My current group. We all met I went to Howard University. I'm the assistant director of the Howard Gospel Choir, and so we all actually kind of met there at Howard
Right.
University in the gospel choir. And
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going? Because I know you say 11 years. That's
Yes.
a long time to be, in that.
I want to sing. I want to sing. I want to travel. One day I know the Lord is going to allow me to not work. I currently work in education. I'm an administrator at a school.
Okay.
But I want to do full-time.
That's okay.
My goal is to do full-time ministry.
Okay.
Full-time ministry. I want to travel. I want to sing. I want to do it all.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
sir.
great. So what's new for you at the moment in reference to?
We recorded I recorded an album back in 2017, actually, that I'm still working on.
Okay.
And the goal is to release it in 2020. So
Okay.
we're putting some final touches on it, going back into the studio, doing some things. But 2020,
2020.
new project from Darrell Brown Ministries.
I like it. In reference to your engagements, so what do you have coming up in reference to your engagements now?
We have a few local things. We'll be in Ocean City in November. But we have, I do a DBM Live a few times a year. And in March, we're getting ready to do a vision conference, a 2020 vision conference, which will be a 2-night thing. First night will be a DBM Live conference featuring my group. And then the second night will be kind of like we're getting it together, but it's going to be like some mini master classes on various different veins we're going to target. We're going to target education. We're going to target music, ministry. But whatever your niche is, there'll be something there for you to where you can receive some practical tools to help you to, push that vision forth. We're going to create vision boards. We're going to fellowship. We're going to come together, have that spiritual impartation moment as well. But just coming together to release whatever that God-given vision that you have,
Nice.
just pushing that forward.
I like that. Real quick, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What is your perspective on just gospel music, period, now? I would say from, how old are you?
31.
Okay.
31.
All right, so I would say from the 90s, the early 90s to now. What's your perspective on it?
It has, it definitely has changed a little bit. It has shifted. It has evolved.
Yes.
Gospel music has definitely, kind of expanded its borders within the genre.
Yes.
And I'm laughing because I'm kind of like your typical church boy. So I like 90s gospel and old school church, but I also love the urban side, the current contemporary side, and so I'm excited for where it's going. I'm excited for where it's going, and I'm excited for where it's going. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So if someone wanted to get in touch with you, actually reach you, tell them where they can find you.
Yes, you can go to my website at www.darrellbrownministries.com. I'm also on Facebook, Darrell Brown Ministries, YouTube, Instagram, at Darrell M. Brown. But yeah, DarrellBrownMinistries.com. You can find everything you need to know about DBM.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Give it up for us. One more time, you guys. Darrell.